Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Y'all remember this jacket that's way too big for me, but it's cold so it keeps me comfy? Yeah, it's back. It's back in action. But as you guys can see with the title, today's video is kind of random because I was just sitting here like, I kind of just want to do a video where I'm telling you guys some things from the drugstore that I feel like you should pick up. And I mean like drugstore. Not so much, you know, like indie, affordable brands or brands that you can find at Ulta, stuff like that. I'm talking, you know, CVS, Walgreens, drugstore, you know, Maybelline, CoverGirl, NYX, e.l.f, those type of brands. Some of the things that I would just recommend the most because they're some of the things that I like the most from the drugstore. If you guys want to know what those things are, then let's go. The first thing is the only thing that's not on my face today because I can't find it. With switching up my setup, things are just all over the place and it's small, so I'm really not about to find that anytime soon. But it's from e.l.f. It is their bite-sized little eyeshadow trios, quads, I believe it's quads. You guys know I've used the green one quite a bit because green is my favorite color. But listen, just looking at the ones that they have, because they have different little quad color sets available, the pigment is there with these, okay? The formula is there, blend easily. It's an eyeshadow formula that works well with other brand eyeshadows. Just everything is there for it, and it's e.l.f, so it's affordable. So if you're thinking of looking for eyeshadows, or you know, if you feel like you have a pretty decent size eyeshadow collection where you don't really need eyeshadow palettes that have all these different colors, you're looking for little things, like little small ones to fill into your collection, like maybe you don't have this type of shade of purple, so you can start looking more at these smaller or single pan eyeshadows, and this is definitely something that you would want to check out. Next up might truly be my holy grail of a foundation. You already noticed the NYX Born to Glow. I wear it in the shade Cocoa. I do have it in another shade, Deep Sable, that I used in my T-zone to lighten up when I'm using it as concealer. But listen, this, and especially since it's called Born to Glow, like at first you guys know I've got oily skin, it's like maybe I stay away from that. But it's been like well over a year now that I've had this foundation in y'all's face. It's $10, okay? It's $10. Again, color does what it has to do, formula does what it has to do. That also probably plays into how I mix it with the other products on my face. But like I told you guys, I've been more into mixing and matching because like everything doesn't have to be matte on my face. So I'm happy that I can incorporate this because it just be giving you that glow to your face, that born from within. Yeah. One of the things that lets me get away with Born to Glow is this concealer. It's from CoverGirl. It's their TruBlend. What are you? Undercover? Undercover concealer is in the shade 500. Now you guys, I'm not even a big concealer person, again, because I find a lot of them just they don't live up to the hype that a lot of them have. This one I feel like isn't that hyped of a concealer, probably because it does have more of a matte finish, and a lot of people have drier under eyes. I am someone who has oily skin, still kind of has a drier under eye, especially in this area right here. I'd say it's like a soft matte, closer to matte finish of a concealer, but again, how you mix and match the products that you put on your face plays a role into how it looks on your face and how it wears on your face throughout the day. So this lets me get away with the Born to Glow because it has more of a matte finish, but not so much, and mixing with other things that I can still breathe in my under eye area. I use the shade 500 for my under eye. I can use the shade 700 if I want to use this concealer as foundation. Again, it would work that way if you guys like, you know, more like a 2-in-1, even though you'd go through the tube a lot quicker if you used it that way. But you can use it as foundation as well, and it looks nice as a foundation. And then they've got a 900 shade, I believe, that I can use as contour. So I'm like, okay, CoverGirl, give it to me. I mean, CoverGirl be selective when they want to come with the shade range and when they don't, but they did it with this concealer. That was a hard snap. Oh yeah, this looks nice. It wears well throughout the day. I don't really worry, you guys know, about this area right here because it's just gonna crease regardless. But for the rest of my face, like, it doesn't do any creasing, it doesn't move, anything like that. Probably again because it is a little bit more matte. So I'm really here for this concealer for someone who could take or leave concealer. This is an oldie. I feel like I haven't talked about it in a minute, but I used it today. And you know when you go back to those products that you just loved and you're like, where have we been? Why did we let so much time go between us? It is the Milani Make It Last setting powder. This is in the shade medium to deep. Yes, it is. This is the shade that I would use on my entire face. I actually use this under foundation today, just a quick little set to the primer that I use. Listen, chef's kiss of a powder under makeup, over makeup. This is just a really nice setting powder. I do believe it, yeah, well, yeah, medium to deep, so there's a lighter shade. I don't think I've ever tried that shade, see what it would look like if I used it in my T-zone area. But as far as like finishing my face, after I go in with setting powder, if I want to lightly dust any powder on my face, this just makes your face look, chefs can make it last, all right? It makes your face look good, and then it wears well on your face throughout the day. So highly recommend this powder. I like this more than I like the Laura Mercier medium dark. The darker shade of the Laura Mercier powder. You guys know like I like the honey shade because I use that to highlight my T-zone area, but the medium to dark one, I could take it or leave it as far as setting my entire face because it doesn't really do much for me. So I think I even did a video comparing the two. I did a video comparing this to the Laura powder. So if you guys want to see that, then it's old, but I'll link that, but I like it better than that when it comes to setting my entire face. This next one has a newer version, but it's also a pretty old, used to be a lot more popular product, but you don't really hear people talk about it that much. That is from Black Radiance, their contour palette. This is dark to deep. I think I used to have the shade medium to dark, and then they came out with this one, but I would rather prefer keep this one because this one does a lot more for me when it comes to contour shades, and I use this as bronzer. I don't really highlight or use highlighter on my face anymore, but it has one in here, and they do have the, you know, fair, medium, dark, deep options of this. So if you are a makeup artist, this is also a good thing, affordable thing that you can throw in your kit and, you know, use on clients of different skin tones. But it blends nicely. I go back and forth between liking cream contour and powder contour. Powder contour would obviously do a lot more for me because I have oily skin, but I have found cream contours that still hold nice on my face throughout the day. But if we're looking for like drugstore contours, listen, when it comes to contours, I don't have that many options, so I do kind of rotate through the same things. But if we're talking like drugstore, this really might be, well, there's the Black Opal stick, but that's kind of like a foundation stick. I'm trying to think, drugstore contours, it's really this, the Black Opal. Yeah, that's it, y'all. Any other affordable contours that I have aren't drugstore. You know, they're like indie brands, so definitely check this out. Next up, I've got a couple sprays to go over. This one is on its last leg. It's from Hard Candy. It's their Hydrating Primer Mist. This is a nice spray if you spray in between layers. So if you do your foundation, spray your face, then do concealer, spray your face. This works well for that. I use it as like I'll put on my primer and then I'll spray my face before I do foundation, or I'll put my foundation on and then spray my face. Then the next time I spray my face will be, you know, when I'm setting the entire thing. I don't really do like in between layers that, but if you do, this is also a good one for that. It's just like nice little hydrating boost to your face, you know, and it also helps you with blending in the products as you go. So that's what this one is good for. It might be a little harder to find this one. I had to order it online, but it is, you know, like drugstore. So figure I'd throw that in here. But these two powders, okay, these two, this is from e.l.f. This is their Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist, and then this is the NYX Matte Finish. I'm wearing both, so I spray with this one, then I'll finish with this. So the NYX matte one, I feel like it's kind of obvious why I like this one. Matte finish, but not to where your face looks dry. Once you know how like think 2015, 16, that matte look that everyone was doing, it doesn't give you that. Okay, I did that. All right, I look back and yikes. But I can still get a matte finish that's gonna hold my face throughout the day, but it won't look matte. This is a nice, just, you know, finishing spray. Just, ooh, blends everything together. I feel like this is a drugstore version of what people say the Morphe spray does for your face. I've tried the Morphe spray. It is a good one, but it just doesn't, it doesn't do much for me as far as having oily skin. This one, I can get away with just using this and it'll still hold up my makeup together throughout the day. But like these two together, chef's kiss. Listen, when it comes to lip products, there's really like no reason you have to be spending $20 on any type of lip product. The only thing you'll probably, because I don't remember how much they cost single, but the only like $20 product you'll catch me buying on a lip is the Gloss Bomb from Fenty. That's about it, which I do have on today because the drugstore holds it down when it comes to lip products. You guys saw the video I just did on Revlon. Like everyone in the comments is saying like Revlon is bomb on their lip products. Everything else, gets a little side eye. But like, you can say that about a lot of drugstore brands, because for some reason they just come through when it comes to the lip products. NYX, e.l.f. glosses. I mean, it's not, I mean, it's technically drugstore for where it comes from. Makeup Revolution is, you know, like a UK brand. Their lip products bomb. But there's one I want to talk about today that I'm also wearing today. I'm wearing the Maybelline little coffee thing in the middle of my lips, but there's one brand that I feel like you don't hear anyone talk about like ever, because just like what, like they exist, you forget they exist, and then you hear the name and you're like, oh yeah, you don't remember Rimmel London? Anyone? Yeah, I feel like people don't talk about how they make really good lip products. I am wearing this today. This is their Stay Satin liquid lip color in the shade Have a Cow. That's what's on the majority of my lips. Listen, they've got these in satin, they've got these in matte. They are really good lip products, okay? When I was doing my lip declutter, Rimmel was one of the brands like I wasn't letting go of the lip products that they have, because they're really good, and I feel like people don't talk about them enough, but they do what they have to do, okay? Colors are there, the variety, my voice is leaving. The variety is there, the formula is there, depending on whatever finish that you want. Matte, soft matte, satin, they've got it all for you. And of course, it's Rimmel, so it's going to be affordable. But I just had to throw that out there because I feel like people really be sleeping on these, especially this line, these satin lips or the matte version of this do what they have to do, okay? Especially the matte ones, because the matte ones will give you matte, but won't dry out your lips like, you know, like ColourPop type thing. So, if you're able to get your hands on these, definitely recommend. And yeah, that is it for this video. Very random, kind of short, I know, but I was just sitting here like, if I had to think drugstore, what would I recommend from there? Going through my collection, off the top of my head, these were the things that I feel like these are some of the best things that you can pick up if you are in the drugstore, you know, just walking down the makeup aisle. And I feel like I kind of stick to those brands when it comes to drugstore, you know, NYX, e.l.f, CoverGirl, Milani. I feel like I kind of, oh, wait. This is a little more expensive. I think it's somewhere around $15, but you can use it in your skincare routine. You can also use it under makeup, so you can use it 2 different ways. It's from Milani. It's their Green Goddess Glow Oil. I really like this. And again, as far as like skincare goes, I used to be the person who kind of shied away from oils because I felt like, you know, I have oily skin, and using oils, especially using oils under my makeup, is just, you know, a recipe for disaster. But it actually works really nicely when I use it. I didn't use this today because I forgot about it. But the Milani, especially like this year, Milani was coming through with things, and I feel like people just kind of stopped talking about them, or maybe they haven't released anything. Actually, I don't remember the last thing they released after the foundation, but they've got their little hidden gems as well. So Milani is also a drugstore brand that you should, if you're walking down the makeup aisle and you see it, like stop and take a look, see what they've got going on at Milani's counter in the store, because they've got some good stuff. But those are really like the brands from drugstore that I have my eye on. Let me know in the comments down below which drugstore brands make you stop when you're in Walmart, CVS, wherever you are. Which ones are your favorites? Some of the things that you would recommend people check out from those drugstore brands. Let me know if you'd want like an indie brand version of this. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it for this video. So I hope seeing some of the things that I would recommend from the drugstore has helped. If any of you are looking for some new things to add to your collection, make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn notification bells down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.